All right, it's February 10th, and yes, you're probably wondering, what is he going to do this week? And I just can't do game championship hit winners every week. That was awesome, though. But, and you're probably in a rush. I want to get you guys right away to that show, or, The Last of Us, because they posted it up 2 days early. Yes, 2 days, because they don't want to compete with that Puppy Bowl or Super Bowl or whatever Snoop Dogg is doing in the Valley. Either one. But, of course, that means we're going to talk about that freaking show and figure out why it's different from that awesome video game. The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, which I guess is going to be Season 2 is what that's going to turn into. They did renew it. But, of course, also the whole discussion of why did they change this in the game to that in the show? And you're like, no, it makes sense. Most of it makes sense. Like, in Episode 3, you probably did not, if you weren't aware, the game ends that whole relationship a little more. Yeah, you don't want to know. But it's cool to see that all fleshed out in Episode 3. And, of course, the show has made some changes, but it is still such a good adaptation, especially if you go and watch that Halo one. Like, yeek. And they had so much source material. I don't know how they fucked up Halo. But The Last of Us on HBO, really, really good. So, I should hurry this up so you can get back to that. Or, run out to your favorite show that might be happening tonight. So let's safely go. Yes, welcome to another episode of Every Show Joe Says Safely Go, where I always recommend masking up because a room full of masks will slow the spread of the flu, of COVID, of all that shit. And you don't really want COVID or flu or really any of it, especially after I'm past 7 months now of long COVID. So I can definitely say not recommended. 1 star. It's annoying, and I can't wait for this shit to get out of my system. So, also, the other reason is it lowers the spread of it in the room, and that helps out a couple people. First off, it makes it more inclusive, welcomes our immunocompromised friends, and they like live music too, believe it or not, and they want to get and watch shows, and they want to feel comfortable out there. The other thing is it helps our touring artists, because an interruption like catching COVID means that one member or more have to, quarantine, and, it may disrupt, especially the smaller bands, the mid-sized bands. That can be super disruptive. And, you're doing them a favor by lowering their chances of catching this. So please, please, please mask up. Also, of course, thank you, Tony, from the band that at least was Dumpster Hump, that I know isn't active anymore, but for the theme you hear at the top every episode, every week. But yeah, and of course, please be sure to like this wherever you're watching this. And if you're watching it on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, because those, it does 2 things. One, you get notifications when this content, or any other content I post goes, live. And second of all, it helps out by, as those numbers go up, YouTube gives me features like ad revenue, the fabled way to make at least a quarter of a penny on things that, man, I have like... but you can make like a quarter of a penny on those ads that you skip after 6 seconds. So you can help me out that way too. But yeah. So of course, the other thing you can do, since I don't get ad revenue, go to patreon.com/everyshowjoe and help me out there. Even $1 a month helps me out. $5 a month, that's like buying me a beer a month, that kind of stuff. And it goes toward adding features like this green screen and also helping host the website and all that kind of stuff. So definitely remember patreon.com/everyshowjoe. And speaking of web hosting, everyshowjoe.com, you can go check that out. I even posted up some pictures that you may not have seen. Some of them were posted by T. Call, who was super awesome, one of my favorite local rappers. But I never got around to, posting them on my website. I also snapped a couple shots of Open Mike Eagle and Pan Amsterdam that played that show with him, and it was amazing and awesome. And while I'm stuck here fighting for just energy to survive 2 to 3 hours and doing anything, I wanted to show some of those pictures that you may not have seen. So you can go check those out at everyshowjoe.com. And a little more shameless plugging. You can also click that store link in the menu bar, and you can pick up an Every Show Joe shirt and another way to support and wear it all around. So, of course, throw that out there. And, every week I like to push and, spread the messages of fuck racism, fuck homophobia, fuck sexism, fuck transphobia, fuck all this bullshit. Pretty much just, it's dehumanizing one another, and it's human rights. It's just simple, basic human rights that people, for some reason, feel that they must, enforce prejudices that make no sense. They are just hate-driven, and it's horrible. So, but let's bring a light to that. Let's do some good stuff. Let's be proactive in it. And that's why I like to throw out this stuff every week. Like Black Lives Matter, BLMPHXmetro.org is the Phoenix section. PoderinAction.org is another really good one to get involved. They have activities posted. You can see what they're doing. Get involved there. StopAAPIHate.org, Asian American Pacific Islanders, more specific, there for you to get involved and help. FirstNations.org for our Indigenous, our Native Americans, and I've been putting out the National Center for Transgender Equality, who are fighting for equal employment laws and trying to just keep some of them in this country because people are like assholes, I think is the right way to put it, that for some reason feel it's their prerogative to disrupt people being who they are. transequality.org is one. You can go there. And things that you can also help with, like the homeless. Really, really good. And against self-harm, well, there's the sidewalkproject.org. They're actually involved with the local punk scene. There's a Phoenix section on there. And they help with, against homeless here and, raise money and do benefits with the bands. Another one that works nationally with some of your favorite punk bands is Punk Rock Saves Lives. They also do the Bone Marrow list. So you can go there, punkrocksavesliveslives.org, and get involved there. And Arizona being a backward state like it is on reproductive rights, always like throughout the Abortion Fund of Arizona, let's give people a resource that they need for information on help, that they might just have questions and, have a choice in the matter of what they do with their body and their reproductive rights. So abortionfundofaz.org, so throw that in there. And projecthope.org, of course, to help our Ukrainian friends, help support Puerto Rico rebuilding after yet another destructive hurricane season. So they're kind of tackling a few issues. So projecthope.org is one I like to throw out there. But these are just suggestions that I find, and you can go find ones that you're like, oh, these are good, but maybe I will like, and you go find something really cool and go do it. Just bring a little positivity, add a little more proactiveness into the world, and let's make it a better place, right? Of course, other things you can do that are more focused on, the music scene, because this is a music show, is you want to support your favorite musicians, your favorite artists. Well, simple, easiest way is go buy the merch directly from them. Go buy the shirts, the CDs, the just go on Bandcamp. You don't even have to have something physical. You can go, yes, they make a lot more off Bandcamp than they do those Spotify streams. I'm sorry to break it to you. Go monetarily purchase some of that stuff. The scarves for the colder weather, that seems to be going away at this point, or I guess not here, or it's different across the country. I know some people are still saying snow, right? But that's even more reason. Get a hoodie, that way you can wear it, take it off if it gets warmer, and you support the band that way. That kind of stuff. I like the ones with the zippers too, because then you can hike in them and then open it up and, enjoy. Simplest, easiest way to go buy the merch from your favorite musicians and favorite bands. And of course, NEVA. I always throw out NEVA, SSOC.org. That's our National Independent Venue Association, representing your favorite independent venues, interests in, government, and also have an emergency fund for your favorite venues in case they might need it to help with rent and all that kind of stuff. Because everyone's having that go up, right? And that sucks. So they can help out there. Of course, the best, additionally simple. I think they're all simple. But go support the venues and go support the artists directly by going watch the show, right? That's easy, simple. And then we can start tonight. Tonight we got Fayuca back in hometown territory with Jason DeVore and Jacob Noel at the Yucca Tap Room starting 7:30 p.m. We've got Blame It on the Weather and Emo Valentines Day featuring Perfect Sense, Sad and Bougie, Life on Standby, Always in a Better Problem at Pub Rock Live, 8 p.m. There's also another banger of a show. We got Carol Pacey and the Honey Shakers with American Amigos, Doug Preston and the Soul Searchers, and 2-7 Kilo, and there's no and in there. I like that rhythm, though. It's at the Rhythm Room, speaking of, at 7 p.m. We've got the Basements with Alibi, with Rough Stuff and Practical People at the Nile Underground. There's Manic Monkeys at Jared's Coffee, starting at 6 p.m. The Originals, that Real Big Fish cover band you might have heard of, they're playing at the 44, starting at 8 p.m. And I'm throwing it on here because happy birthday, Brianna. Brennan? Hopefully I'm pronouncing it. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. But she's got a PDA, a Valentines dance over at the Rebel Lounge, and her birthday. So go help celebrate with her and wish her a happy birthday, 9:30 p.m. We got Readout with Gaza Strip and Whiskey Knuckles down in Tucson at Brody's Dark Horse Tavern starting at 9 p.m. So if you're looking for a little trip or you're already down there, there's some awesome music, including a good Phoenix local. Plus, if you're staying home and looking for something, you got Scott Klopstein of the Real Big Fish, the real Big Fish. Also, Littlest Man Band, and always streaming on his twitch.tv/Scott Klopstein. 10 p.m. You can tune in there, except when they're on tour, which March, I'll have to try and keep an eye on, or try to remember. But yeah, really, really cool. And then we roll into Saturday, and we got One Giant Leap for Saturday. It's a show featuring Turn Zero, -32, The Genesis System, Saturn 3, Better Than I, Love Child of Melancholy, Rocket Stedman, State of Delusion, Fill the Band, Reapers, Anarchy, and they're all at the Nile, starting at 6 p.m. for that loaded show, filling up the Nile Theater there. But there's still more awesome to go around the valley. We got the Woodworks. They're playing with Jaffe's Ascent and Comptalo and the Humanauts at the Yucca Tap, 7 p.m. We got Ring Finger, No Pinky, Leet. At least I assume it is 1337 is Lead, right? That's Lead Talk. Leet, Practically People, and Boy Liquid over at the Alibi House, 7 p.m. And down, well, actually at the Trunk Space, I'm getting ahead of myself. We got TV Messages with The Fiends, Miserable Ghost at the Trunk Space, where they do ask you wear a mask inside there, starting at 7:30 p.m. Plus, we got the Scorpion vs. Tarantula, Eat Crow, and Hillbilly Devil Speak, who's been really active since coming back, at Chopper John's, 8 p.m. Or at least that's a guesstimate. They don't have a time, so it might be 9 p.m. Plus, now, if you're looking for a little getaway, if you want to go north, and you didn't get enough of that Fayuca or Jason DeVore or Jacob Noah, well, they're at the Yucca North in Flagstaff, 7 p.m. More reason to get a hoodie, right? There you go. Also down in Tucson, we got the 4-string show where all the artists are only going to play music on 4-string instruments. That's fucking cool. So I'm guessing that's all banjos and basses? Well, you'll have to go and find out, right? They're going to be featuring 10 Speed, I assume this is pronounced 10 SPD, Benny, Yippee, and I know, Yippee, there you go, a little more exclamation, and Joe Holiday at the Groundwork Center, Tucson, 7 p.m., plus Kepi Gooey. You can always wake up with him on the Kepi Gooey Show over on his Facebook. Starting around 10 a.m., you can catch him live streaming and chatting and taking requests over on there, and give him a follow, because he's always streaming randomly throughout the week, and just super awesome, so go check that out. Then Sunday, yes, you might be watching the big game, the Puppy Bowl, like we established at the top. Or the Super Bowl. It could be the Super Bowl, That might be it, especially because everyone is here for it in Phoenix for the moment, right? But if you're not, and you're looking for something awesome, we got Thieves Paradise with Mississippi Nova, Too Loud, and the Jinx at the Rebel Lounge, 7 p.m. Bite Me Mammy does their music show over on their Facebook, on their Twitch, twitch.tv/Bite Me Mammy, starting at 3 p.m. So you can squeeze that in before the big game. There you go. And then Monday rolling in, and we got MDC rolling in, TV Tragedy, Blood Origin, and Bullet Babe at the Nile Underground, 7 p.m. Plus, if you're looking for something to stream, Teenage Bottle Rocket, they're doing a live stream on Zuma.live starting at 7 p.m. Then Tuesday, we've got Bayside in town, and they're with I Am the Avalanche. Take that, Colorado. I don't think that joke worked, but you'll tell me, right? And Koyo at the Nile, 6:30 p.m. We got Creature Canyon with Olympic Games and guests at Yucca Tap, 7:30. Got Lizzie No and Sophie Dorson over at the Last Exit Live, 8 p.m. And you're looking for, actually, there's a few streams you can tune in, but this one special because I guess, the 14th is Valentine's Day. Who knew? Well, Jarrett Reddick and Rob of, Bowling for Soup. You might have heard of them. They're doing Valentine's Day love songs over on stageit.com starting at 3:05 p.m. So you can go check that out. Get serenaded by them with their pop punk or whatever they're going to be. I mean, Jared does some country now, too, if you didn't know. So go check that out. And then the usuals, we got Chris Murray doing his Bluebeat live stream at 6 p.m. We've got Scott Fonstein streaming at 10 p.m. on his Switch. And By Me Bambi doing the morning one at 9 a.m. You can go check that out. And then Wednesday, we just got the pair of normal streams. Scott Fonstein at 10 a.m. He's doing the switch there, where he now does the morning on Wednesday and Thursday. By Me Bambi, 6:30 p.m. Tune in for that. Then Thursday, we got Sperlin with Sarah June, Electrosad, and My Upside Down acoustic at the Trunk Space. Masks, of course, they ask you where inside at the Trunk Space. And also we got the return of the newest season of the Wayback Sessions. Yes, and it's got the Chocolate Fountain Express, which, I mean, chocolate, it's 2 days late for Valentine's Day, but still, it seems appropriate for the week, right? Then they're going to be on their YouTube channel, youtube.com/the Wayback Sessions, 7 p.m. Tune in for that. 10 a.m. is another Scott Klopstein stream if you're looking for something to do or listen to while you're working, or maybe you got the day off. And then, yes, Friday, we're up to the 17th already. Chrome Rhino with the Rebel Set. They're going to be playing at the Tempe History Museum, 7 p.m. Big Sandy's Fly Right Boys are back in town with Brea Burns and the Boleros at the Rhythm Room, 8 p.m. Scattered Guts playing with the Warhead. All right, you already sold me. I guess you need to know the rest, right? There's still 2 more bands. We got Sleeping with the Witch and Eternal. They're at the Beast, which you might know as the Cornish Pasty in Tempe at 8 p.m. We got also Rivet Skull with Blackwater Lake, Sons of Medusa, and Critical Miss at the Echo Tap, 7 p.m. Golden Boots up from Tucson playing with Miss Moody and Gone at the Lost Leaf, 9 p.m. And we're still going. We got Moral Dispute, Monk, Fixed Reaction and Alliance at Ground Zero, 6:30 p.m. Chateau. If you're looking for one down in Tucson with a really good artist, New Mysphoria, opening it up at 191 Tool. This one is for you, 8 p.m. And up north, we got Lay Trebuchet with James Brown Band at the Yucca North up in Flag, 8 p.m. Plus Scott Klopstein always streaming on his Twitch every Friday, unless he's on, tour or maybe not feeling it. But go just give him a follow on his socials and you'll find out if he is or not. And you can tune in otherwise, right? Of course, these are all attuned to my personal taste, which is why I recommend all of them to you, because there's at least a band or more on all of these shows that I think is awesome and that you should go check out. But tastes vary, and I understand. You might be more into one or the other, and that's cool too. So just be sure to go check out the venues and check out schedules if these may not cater to it. I understand. But do try to do my best, though, especially as some venues don't have a calendar that I can find, or they may not have a Facebook that has the events being shared to it. But I've got them all trying my best. So hopefully any of these work out for you, that you might enjoy them. Of course, like I said, I always recommend masking up. Please, let's try to improve and lower the still going around. And you know what I got. But also have fun out there. Of course, I know that's a guarantee, right? And be safe about it. And then, until next week, take care.